Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Christmas special for Cult Classic Society, the podcast where we look at stuff that we've enjoyed in our past, be it movies, TV shows, books, albums, video games, whatever media that we have consumed. We want to talk about it, and of course, you're either going to watch or listen to it. But first off, Bobby, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a little bit of time since we haven't spoken about Doctor Who. So yeah, we're meant to be doing Primeval. We decided that we are still going to do that, but that can wait another couple of weeks, maybe another 3 or 4, because it's Christmas, and we're going to talk about the fucking Muppets.
Exactly, the Muppets Christmas Carol, like probably I would say one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. But before that, Bobby, like obviously spirit of Christmas and everything. Obviously, you've been like getting other people gifts, but have you been getting yourself anything? Have you been treating yourself?
Yeah, well, I have, because I bought it and I sent you a picture straight away. A flashback to what I believe episode 3 of Cult Classic Society.
God, yeah.
That Indicator brought out a special edition, and I sent you a picture of this a few months back, right? And I said I didn't even know this was a thing. And I decided, you know what, I want it. Guest House Paradiso, the bottom movie, Rick Mao and Adrian Edmondson, Indicator have released a special edition Blu-ray for it. And I thought, I want to show it off on here, and I'm actually going to open it on here.
Wow.
An unboxing for you, Tim.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. A nice little book, a nice little picture of Rick and Aid.
Oh, lovely.
I don't know. That's good. I'm just going to sit and read this. You get on with it.
Well, obviously, I treated myself to a couple of items. In the spirit of keeping with Cult Classic Society, I got myself the John Wick Chapter 4 Steelbook.
You love a steelbook, don't you?
I do love a steelbook, a nice 4K steelbook. Look at that fancy artwork. And then, keeping with tradition of steelbooks, I have a few. I got the Godzilla -1 steelbook.
Nice.
Honestly, gorgeous movie. And this one literally arrived this morning. It isn't meant to come out for like another week, so I was quite happy. The Furiosa Black and Chrome steelbook.
I have not seen either of those last 2 movies.
Really good, actually. Like, especially watch them back to back, which I did this year. They are absolutely fantastic. To quote our other podcast.
I do have the Back to the Future DVD original steelbook somewhere, but I've got the Blu-ray case up there. That's made of tin. It's a tin. It's not a thin steelbook. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe it's nice to show new stuff, but maybe in the beginning of each episode we could just show some of our favourite little collectibles we got. That's a nice idea.
Absolutely. You know me, I have so many on this goddamn shelf.
Both of our backgrounds have got just fucking filled with shit, right? Halo and Fallout. Yeah.
But enough about all of that. Let's talk about the Muppets Christmas Carol. The first Muppets movie that was made following Jim Henson's death. And it was actually directed by his son, Brian Henson. And the idea of this was actually pitched to him by an agent of the Henson organization, basically saying to Brian, adapt this movie. It was originally sold to ABC, which is owned by Disney, for a TV show, like a TV special. But then once Disney saw what it was going to be, they're like, actually, we'll just purchase it to make it a feature film.
And you ain't going to get Michael Caine if you ain't a feature film.
And
can I just say, I had a joke and I missed the mark, but I want to do it anyway. The Muppets Christmas Carol, or as it should be called, Tim and their mates going out for a night out in Christmas. Hey!
So when Michael Caine was approached to do this movie, he said he's going to play it like a Shakespearean actor. He's not going to blink, and he's not going to do any Muppetry whatsoever.
It's the best thing about this movie. And I love this movie.
When Brian Henson immediately responded, yes, that's exactly what I want.
What I love about this movie against Muppets Treasure Island is you've got... what's the actor's name?
Tim Curry.
You got Tim Curry basically being a Muppet. Like
Yeah.
he's as wacky as the Muppets, and I feel like if you're going to act with the Muppets, you either have to go one end or the other.
Yeah, exactly.
The people who go down the middle with the Muppets, a little bit funny, a little bit nah, that's not good enough. You either be a Muppet or you be totally fucking deadpan serious.
And I think it being totally deadpan serious just works so perfectly well for this movie.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So of course, as stated, we have Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge. We have Kermit the Frog as Bob Cratchit. Miss Piggy as Emily Cratchit. Robin the Frog as Tiny Tim. Fozzie Bear as Foswig. Gonzo as Charles Dickens, or the narrator. And we have Rizzo the Rat as Rizzo the Rat.
I mean, who else? Who else could play Rizzo the Rat?
Exactly. So I only have one piece of culture that happened on the release date of this movie, 10th of December 1992.
Go on then.
Number 1 in the charts, I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston.
Fucking banger.
Both in the UK and US. So,
Mate, she dominated.
so obviously we decided to do this, one, because it's Christmas, and two, if you listen to our other podcast, we literally just did the Doctor Who episode Unquiet Dead, which featured Charles Dickens.
As a character, yeah. And it's like got some odes to A Christmas Carol, like the ghost going through the knocker and stuff.
Yeah. So we're going to do this traditionally how we would do Cult Classic Society, where we just run through the episode, the movie, talk about what we liked, and then trivia, but then also afterwards we will discuss other elements. But it's A Christmas Carol, you know it at this point. But this one opens up with Gonzo and Rizzo.
No, it doesn't. It opens up with opening credits. And I hate opening credits, Tim. We've got over this. Fucking opening credits can get in the bin. If people are interested, they'll watch the closing credits. All right? Don't force people to sit through 5 minutes of people's names on the screen. All right?
I think it works for this because you probably need to get the kids settled.
No, disagree. No, you want to come in hard and fast with the wacky characters for kids, otherwise they're going to get bored.
That's true. But after the opening credits, which Bobby most undoubtedly skipped, it opens up with Charles Dickens and Rizzo, who was never mentioned in the book, narrating the story of Ebenezer Scrooge.
Rizzo's implied in the book.
He's implied. He's walking past the townsfolk who are singing a song about how evil he is.
There goes Mr. Humbug.
There goes Mr. Cunt. So he goes to his workplace and immediately he...
Whoa. I know we're going to do favourite quotes after, but the best line in the movie is in this song.
Is it? What's the best line?
Yeah. No cheeses for us Mises.
That's your favourite line?
Yes. It's so stupid because it obviously Mises is not a word, and yet to force it to rhyme, they say Mises, and it's funny as fuck. It's 7 minutes in, and it is my favourite moment in the entire movie.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So after we hear Bobby's favourite line at the end, that's like halfway through the song, and then he goes to his workplace. We see that obviously it's Scrooge being a regular humbug, always just trying to make sure that people pay him lots of money, you know what I mean? And then we see his nephew Fred enter, who is just a beam of fresh air. He's a beam of light in this cold world, especially to Kermit the Frog, otherwise known in this movie as Bob Cratchit, who this is the only Muppets movie where Kermit is not the main character.
And he's also not Kermit, right? It's like, I swear he's still Kermit pretty much in all the other time.
Yeah, in this one he's Bob Cratchit.
I love that when Gonzo and Rizzo are trying to see inside, Gonzo uses Rizzo to clean the window.
And Rizzo's like, thank you for making me part of this.
And Scrooge throws out one of the Muppets who can't pay their rent, which is so funny.
Yeah.
They send out eviction notices on Christmas.
So before Fred comes in, Bob and the other rats who work for Scrooge are beginning to ask Scrooge, "Oh, can we have tomorrow off as it's Christmas Day?" And Scrooge, not Scrooge, yeah, Scrooge. Sorry, it's confusing when I'm gonna go back and forth between character names and real people names.
That's fine. Do it.
Basically, like it's already confused about the notion of this, considering if everyone is not working, it is easier for them to make more money.
I love the line. Okay, if we can't have Christmas off, can we at least have some more coal for the fire? And then one of the other accountants says, "Our assets are frozen," which is an accounting joke and about being cold. What a great joke! It works on 2 levels, Tim. 2 levels.
And this is also, I think this is a bit as well when he goes, "Oh, how about you and the other rats like to be unemployed?" And then the rats just like dress up in like Hawaiian gear going, "Heat wave!"
And then Gonzo uses Rizzo again, but this time as bellows for the fire.
Yeah.
Poor Rizzo.
So as I said, Fred comes in, he invites Scrooge to Christmas dinner. Scrooge, obviously, being a regular curmudgeon's like, "No, I refuse. What's the point of Christmas? Blah, blah, blah." And then that's when Honeydew and Beaker both come in to collect money for the charity.
Seamus's cousin.
Yes. Fred gives him a bit of money, and then basically Honeydew's trying to convince him. And one of my favourite things is when Honeydew says to Scrooge, like, "Many of our poor and homeless like need to be taken care of." It's like, "I don't know, prisons or poorhouses." And then Honeydew's like, "Oh, there's plenty of things." Like, "Oh, excellent, I was worried." Like such a bastard. And there's also a bit of controversy with this bit. Well,
really?
Controversy. So the bit when he kicks out a Honeydew and Beaker lifts up his his hand like that, and people thought he's flipping Scrooge off.
Oh, he should be.
But the thing is, Beaker doesn't have fingers; he just has a hand.
Yeah. I wish he was flipping him off. That'd be funny.
Been hilarious. And then we have the carol singing Bean Bunny outside the door. And he's like singing, he like looks up like, "Oh, I'm outside Scrooge's door."
Shit, wrong door.
Then as he's walking away, Scrooge opens the door and just throws the, what's the circle thing that people put on their door?
A reef.
The reef. Yeah, he throws the reef at the bunny. Which is just so harsh. So, right as Bob Cratchit is packing up for the night, he goes to Scrooge and basically asks him one more time, "Can we have Christmas off?" And Scrooge finally relents and basically, because Cratchit convinces him that, well, it's going to be no other business tomorrow, so you have no one to compete with.
Yeah. How can you do business when there's no one to do business with?
Exactly. So Scrooge leaves and Kermit and the rats pack up, and we have One More Sleep Until Christmas.
Yeah, this song, I like this song. This is a cute song.
It's really cute. I like the bit when they go outside and they see the penguins skating, and then Kermit tries to get involved.
Oh yeah, and he like slides across the top of the stairway, isn't it? They kind of frame it along there. It's very good.
Yeah,
very funny.
And then it obviously ends with the classic thing in like, I think almost every Muppets movie where a shooting star passes by Kermit.
I didn't know that about Muppets movies. You learn something new.
Yeah, so it's
I like the Muppets, but I'm not like a big fan.
I actually do own most of the Disney Muppet movies on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, we used to sell that in my old job, that one.
Yeah. It's a shame though, because it doesn't have the best Muppets movie, Muppets from Space.
Is that good, or are you being sarcastic?
I think it's good. People don't like it.
Huh.
It does have NWO Hulk Hogan in it for a brief cameo.
Oh god, it can't be good then.
Oh, he's a bad guy in it. It's fine.
Oh,
so it's accurate.
He's real life, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So as Scrooge enters his door, his door handle shifts into the face of, I believe it's Jacob Marley.
So Jacob Marley is the Marley from the book, right? So there's only in the book there's only one Marley, and apparently I saw a thing. There's a clip going around. So I think it was someone on Pointless not Pointless on The Chase. They were asked like how many ghosts visit Scrooge, and they said 4 because they'd only watched this version.
Oh no!
Because the Marleys obviously are 2 in this, but in the book it's only 1. But they just wanted to use Statler and Waldorf, right?
Yeah.
So there's 2 in this one, and Jacob is the Marley brother that's from the book.
Yeah.
And I think this is meant to be a joke. Did you catch what the other one's called?
Jacob and Robert Marley. Yeah.
And what is a short name for Robert?
For Robert?
Yeah. Another thing people who are Robert say, if they're not Rob, the other one they get called.
Oh, Bob?
Yeah. So what's his name?
Bob Marley. Oh.
I think that's a little joke they slid in there. That if you kind of get it, you get it. Because
You know what? I never to this day caught that, and that's actually kind of clever.
yeah, I didn't catch it this time. I caught it last time I watched it, and I was like, wait, is he supposed to be Bob Marley? Is that the joke?
Yeah.
Is that the little joke they've done?
So he's already kind of freaked out about that. He goes into his room. He believes there's something sinister going on, and he sees something moving in his closet, and he attacks it, and it just turns out to be his favourite dressing gown, which then in the next scene he's already put on.
I mean, I don't blame him, man. Get snugly in that dressing gown.
Yeah. So then that's when Jacob and Rob Marley actually appear, and he's already trying to rationalise it, going, you might be a bit of undigested food. And then he says, there's more gravy than grave about you. Which is such a good line.
I think that might be from the book.
It sounds very Dickens,
yeah,
so I would believe it.
I actually don't know if Scrooge does any, apart from what he sings at the end, if he does any dialogue that basically isn't from the book.
I would imagine so, because his dialogue is very like I say, Shakespearean, very Dickens, but then everyone else is Dickensian. Yeah, but then every other language is very just like 90s,
American.
American. So then we get the Marley and Marley song, which I love.
Yeah, great. Banger.
So catchy. And this is when they tell him, he'll be haunted by 3 ghosts and he must repent his wicked ways, blah, 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 blah.
You know the story by now, kids.
Exactly. So at 1:00, he's visited by the ghost of Christmas past.
I love that Rizzo and Gonzo are like, our kids not going to be scared by this. And they're like, no, it's culture.
Culture. So then, we have the Ghost of Christmas Past. So the thing I like about the ghosts in this is they're all original designs.
I fucking hate the Ghost of Christmas Past in this. She looks fucking creepy. I've said this before on this podcast. There is nothing creepier than a sinister little child. And that's basically what she is.
Yeah. So the way they actually made her look like that is actually really cool. So they basically filmed her the doll in a fish tank. And blue screened around her.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. So that's why she has that weird, floaty, look.
She'd have been 100% CGI now.
Oh, yeah. So she takes Scrooge to Christmas to his past. And one of my favourite things is when Gonzo, lassos onto Scrooge.
Yeah, Scrooge has to grab her creepy little hand and they fly off. And then Gonzo's like, we're going with him. And Rizzo's like, do we fucking have to? They get dragged through trees and stuff because they're lassoed on. And
my favourite is in that bit is when Gonzo's like, hello London, and Rizzo's like, goodbye lunch.
That is a good line.
So they land in the school where Scrooge used to learn. And right as they land, Rizzo's like, no more danger, and right behind him's a fucking cat.
Big ginger tomcat. He proceeds to chase him around.
So this is where we see Dickens, whose Christmas was always very lonely. He would just spend it in school because he was born in school.
I love that in the school there's a statue of all the great thinkers of human history. There's Shakespeare and then the Greek philosophers and loads of people, right? And they're all done as Muppets.
Yeah.
And then at the end of them is just Rizzo and Gonzo sat on the shelf. Hey.
So then we fast forward to when he's about to graduate, and this is when we see Sam Eagle as the headmaster.
Yes.
my favourite thing is you will master business. It is the American way. And then Gonzo's whispering in his ear, go, it is the British way.
There's actually a little capper to that joke. I don't know if I only caught it for the first time on this watch. Do you hear what they said as they're kind of about to disappear?
Oh, don't tip the taxi driver.
Don't tip the taxi driver. It's yeah, because they're not in America. Good little joke. Because we don't do tipping here. Because we pay people properly.
Yeah, we pay people living wage most of the time.
The kid Scrooge here is fucking awful.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Like,
Yeah. Yes, sir. No, sir. Of course, sir.
it's far like, and somehow he manages to not get those lines very well. Like
I
we've
don't think they were expecting much from him, to be honest.
Yeah, but we've spoken about it before. Like, if you're gonna cast kids, make sure they can do it.
Yeah.
Because, like, remember, we obviously our very first episode was the Mighty Ducks, and the
Yeah.
first film, like, all those kids could act.
Yeah.
Like, they were picked because they could act, right?
And I always say Evil Dead Rise with the three kids in that movie.
Yeah, man, exactly. Pick kids who are clearly into acting.
Yeah. I mean, they probably just went around like, who wants to star in a Muppets movie?
Yeah, and this kid's mum put her hand up.
Yeah, exactly. So then we fast forward a bit to when Scrooge was working for Fozziwig, played by Fozzie Bear, in
Yes.
the rubber chicken factory. And there's a quite kind of like a sad thing to it because Scrooge is like, oh my god, these Christmas parties, they were legendary. And he sees it happening. But then he sees the younger version of himself just being focusing on business.
Yeah, saying, "Oh, this party's costing the business loads of money." And
Yeah.
Fozzie Bear's like, "Well, kind of, yeah, but don't worry about it."
As someone who works in a company, the Christmas parties are always the best part of it because
Oh, mate, yeah.
company Christmas parties are just fantastic.
There's a really good moment that I like, a really good little joke, where Gonzo's trying to light one of the gas lamps and he accidentally lights Rizzo on fire. And he's just like, light the lamp, not the rat. Then he has to he pushes him into a bucket of ice water.
Yeah.
And then he has to smash him open later. And he's like,
Yeah, to get inside.
I suppose I should say thanks. And Gonzo's just completely otherwise like, you're welcome. And just walks off.
Oh, I like the bit when they look at the food and they go up to the Swedish chef who has the singing grapes, and Rizzo's like, forget about it. My mum told me not to eat singing food.
Which happens in the Muppets a lot.
Yeah. And then we have like Animal on the drums. He's playing it slowly, and he gets really annoyed, starts doing a like jazzy beat.
And then Marley and Marley / Statler and Waldorf are doing their traditional role in the Muppets. They are
There's
up on a
heckling.
balcony heckling.
They heckle Fozzie's speech and they go, "It was short. It was boring. I loved it."
I think it's short was like the last bit, right? And that's why they like it, because it's short.
Yeah.
Just get it over with.
And then this is when Scrooge meets Belle, who I believe is meant to be Fozzie's niece in the movie.
No, family friend, they say.
Oh, okay. So they fall in love, and then they fast forward to the bit where they then break up. And if you watch the standard theatrical version, there is a whole song missing.
Really?
There's a song called When Love Is Gone, and it's those two singing together. And it's honestly like the emotional like crux of that scene.
I watched it on Disney Plus and they weren't there.
There's no, if you go to extras, there's the extended version that has it in there.
I didn't watch that. No.
And I tell you now, that is the fundamental way to enjoy that movie.
Oh, I'll have to.
It's
I'm sure my wife will Katie will want to watch it again
Yeah.
this year, so I'll tell her we have to watch that version.
because Disney requested that they remove additional pacing, but then Brian Henson was basically annoyed about that because the last song of the movie is meant to be like a footnote to it.
Oh, like a reprise.
Yeah.
So. I do like. There's a moment where the ghost says where they're going to go. It's like there's another Christmas Eve with this lady, and he's like, I don't want to see that. Like immediately, It's like here's a moment of trauma that you haven't managed to repress. Here you go.
So after that, he's returned to the present where he then meets the ghost of Christmas Present, who's just this giant.
Come in and know me better, man. Which I think he's only said once in the book. He says it like 8 times.
Yeah. Because in this, he lives in the present, so he constantly forgets what he has said before.
I love the joke where he goes, "You're a little absent-minded spirit, aren't you?" And he goes, "No, I'm a large absent-minded spirit."
My spirit.
It's such a fucking dad joke, and I love it.
So, this is when the Ghost Scrooge present is showing how the people currently view Scrooge. So he's taken to Fred's house, but they're playing a little game of like, it's essentially 21 questions, but they
I've
definitely
written
ask more than 21.
I've written that. It's just 20 questions. And yeah.
I think my favourite bit is when Scrooge plays himself like, is it a cat? And then Fred's girlfriend, is it a cat? Like, I said it first.
You missed a song.
there a song in this one?
Yeah, wherever you find love, it feels like Christmas.
Oh, of course.
Just before, so that literally on the way, they're walking through the streets before they get to his nephew's house, and the ghost is the one singing it, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then
I think this is like I think this is like the first like proper life, apart from obviously Big Bird, but this is like the first proper life-size Muppet in a Muppet movie.
yeah, he's clearly a human in a suit, yeah,
Yeah.
as opposed to a puppet.
Which like he just looks incredible though. Like the detail on him is fantastic.
Yeah, he looks great, especially for the time.
So yeah, Scrooge is seeing Fred and his like family friends and everything are just making fun of Scrooge for being like something that nobody wants.
So yeah, the 20 questions answer is Scrooge, but they're all like, "Does
They call
everyone
him an
hate?
unwanted creature.
Does everyone hate this prick?" And they're like, "Yeah."
And Scrooge's like, I wonder who it could be.
He's so unaware.
Yeah. So Scrooge and the spirit then visit Bob Cratchit's house. And then we see obviously Bob Cratchit's wife is played by who else? Miss Piggy.
Hiya!
And they have 2 sons and 2 daughters, both mini versions of the parents.
Yeah, it's so weird. They've got frog kids. I want to see some half pig, half frog
hybrid.
Yeah.
I think there's a Family Guy joke about that. Just
sure
like lying in bed going, kill me. So this is when we also then meet Tiny Tim, who won't be home for Christmas.
So the frog character, the Muppet character that plays Tiny Tim in Universe,
Yeah.
is he the one who in the Muppets is Kermit's nephew?
Yes.
Who's like halfway up the stairs is the stair
Yes.
where I sit. That one.
Yeah. That's Robin the Frog.
Yeah, I thought it was him, but again, I like the Muppets, but I'm not super au fait with the lore.
It's a deep history there.
Yeah.
So obviously we see like how they have like a meager feast, and Scrooge is commenting on that, and the Ghost Christmas present said it's meager for you, but for them it's more than enough.
And then Tiny Tim is clearly sick as fuck.
Yeah.
And Scrooge is like, "Oh, he's a marvellous child." And they're like, "Yeah, he's gonna die."
He's gonna die, you prick, because you don't pay the family enough.
This is so there's a song here, I think it's led by Tiny Tim, and I genuinely forget this was in the movie. Like, this is a super, like, all the songs that are quite catchy. This one's super forgettable.
I think it's just more just meant to be like an emotional one rather than a proper like let's get everyone singing along kind of thing.
Yeah, it just
I like the bit where like Emily's like insulting Scrooge for being stingy, skinflint, and Bob is just there to try to defend him. But no, we make enough money to afford this feast. I think that's good enough.
What I find really funny then is Tiny Tim's like, "Yeah, to Mr. Scrooge." He's like unaware that his mum's just completely just not listening to his mum whatsoever.
Maybe that's why Scrooge likes him so much. Like, this boy, he knows what's up.
I like this kid. I like the cut of his jib.
So the Ghost of Christmas Present leaves Scrooge as he like fades away as he gets really old.
Yeah, he like greys the Ghost of Christmas Present.
Yeah.
Apparently he can only live it in the present Christmas, then he just goes.
Exactly. So then this is where we meet the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, which is basically death.
Yeah. Fucking lanky and awkward as well. Like the puppetry on this one I didn't like so much. It's like they hadn't thought about how this form of this creature was going to move around the set.
Yeah, but I do like how physically imposing he is.
Oh no, yeah, so like when they shoot, the low angle
to
look up at it, it looks great. But when you get the long shots of it trying to move around, I'm like, nah.
So the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come takes Scrooge to an unspecified future. And basically he sees all these Muppets taking... They're all like talking about someone who's recently died. And talking about him with a lack of sympathy. And then a couple of them are stealing possessions from this dead person and pawning them off to a man named Old Joe.
A spider called Old Joe.
A creepy looking spider. And obviously at this point, Scrooge's like, this person, they didn't like him.
Can we go to somewhere? He's like, can we go somewhere that's like less depressing? So they go to Bob Cratchit's house. And Tiny Tim is fucking dead. He's fucking dead, Tim.
I love that. Someone less present. Okay, dead child.
Yeah. Fucking, yeah, take that.
Oh, God. It's honestly like this last fight. This section only lasts about 5 to 10 minutes. But what the fuck?
Oh, man. And the kids are like, are you okay, Mum? And Piggy's like, yeah, I'm fine.
And then Kermit comes in. He's like, "Oh, he would have loved it. He would have loved the view."
And they're like, yeah, he's like, oh, he's taking a bit longer to walk home now, Dad. And he's like, he's been to the graveyard to fucking find a spot for the kid. The fuck, man. So dark. It's like, even kids' films from the 90s backwards are quite dark. But all the way through back to Dickens times, just dark, dark, dark.
Yeah, exactly. It's culture.
It is culture.
So then Scrooge is led to the cemetery where the ghost points out a neglected grave because clearly, it was an unloved man. And as Scrooge wipes away the snow on the tombstone, he sees that it's his own name.
So I thought this was supposed to be straight after he died. So they must have gone further into the future because that is a decrepit old gravestone by that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't specify how far into the future it is.
Yeah.
So then Scrooge obviously tearfully breaks down, vows to change his ways, and then just like that, he's back in his bedroom and discovers it's still Christmas Day.
Yeah, he kind of wakes up by collapsing into the bed.
Yeah.
And he wakes up and he says, "Oh, that was a weird dream," and then he doesn't change, and that's the end of the movie.
In fact, he gets worse.
Yeah. No, he proclaims he's going to live in the past, present, and future, and he's happy. And he opens the window and sends Rizzo and Gonzo flying. I don't think we mentioned it, but it happened earlier in the movie as well. They got knocked off a window ledge. And they do the little rabbit boy, who was the one Carol singing earlier. He's he does the whole, "You boy, what day is it?" And he's it's Christmas Day, sir.
And then my favourite is Scrooge is like, "Oh, they did it all in one night. The spirits are magical like that, you know." And the bunch just say "Yeah,
sure,
okay."
Crazy man. He tells him to go get the prize turkey from the butcher's.
Yeah. So then on the way he
gives him 5 shillings. He's like, "I'll give you a shilling to do it." And the bunny's excited. He's like, "I actually have 5." And the bunny's like, "Fuck yeah, let's go. 5 shillings."
And he does a return with the goose.
He does, yeah.
He just runs away and keeps the money for himself. No, and as he's doing that, he's walking through the streets, starting to spread joy to everyone. And he runs into to Honeydew and Beaker, and he says, "Oh, I will give you an amount." And then he says, because that's due several back payments. Yeah. To which Beaker and Honeydew, they don't know how to respond. So Beaker gives Scrooge the classic red scarf.
And it's the first. It feels like it's the first present Scrooge has ever had.
Probably is, to be fair.
What I like is the rabbit reappears with the turkey. And Scrooge goes, "Oh, you carry that to the Cratchits for me, won't you?"
It's
like 3 times.
Boy.
It's like 3 times the size of the rabbit. He's done well to get around the corner. Come on.
So as he's rolling through the streets, he starts singing a song how everyone will now be a family to him. He goes to Fred and his fiance, gives them both a gift. Goes to San Miguel and Fozziwig, gives them both a gift. And they're both in a retirement home.
Yeah, they're old as well. I like that little touch. That's quite funny. He also does buckets of coal and gives them to.
Yeah.
I was like, that seems like a shit present, but actually, in Dickensian times, good present.
And also, he gives the cheeses to the mices in the
He gives the cheeses to the mices. And there's a background joke here. I don't know if it's a joke or it's more like a little Easter egg. They pass a shop, and that shop is called Statler and Waldorf's.
Yeah.
Which I quite like. Nice little.
So as they get to Bob Cratchit's house, he decides to play a little trick on them. He sends everyone away, knocks on the door. It's he goes to Bob Cratchit, "What are you doing here? Why aren't you at work?" And Bob's like, "You said we get today." It's "Do you really think me, Ebenezer Scrooge, would allow you to work on Christmas?"
And Piggy comes out and she's like, "I'm going to uppercut you, you son of a bitch." She doesn't say that exactly, but she's about to.
Much. But they can say, "And just for that, I'm going to give you a raise and pay off your mortgage." And she's like, "I'm going to..." Oh?
She's fully ready to fuck him up.
Yeah, and she probably would have.
Oh, she'd take him. Piggy's lethal. You've seen her karate chops. If she'd have hit one, he'd have gone flying across the street.
Exactly. And then after that little prank, Scrooge says to Bob, "We would like you and your family to have dinner with us," and he just basically puts the whole town into Bob Cratchit's house.
I think I've seen why the Cratchits have fucked up their financial situation. They've got a house big enough to fit the whole town in, but he's only got one salary income that's not great. Probably should have got a smaller house.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
So we get a last bit of narration from Dickens, who lets us know that Tiny Tim, who did not die.
I love the way Gonzo delivers that line.
It's exactly how it's written in the book, which is what makes it even funnier. But basically,
his delivery is brilliant, though.
I found it so weird why Scrooge takes such a liking to Tiny Tim.
Guilt.
Probably because he even says as the movie ends, he became a second father to Tiny Tim. Like, his father's alive.
There's a bit where straight after that where they're all singing, and Michael Caine is still trying to be serious as he sings along with a table full of Muppets, and it looks beautifully awkward.
It's honestly one of the greatest things of all time.
So funny.
And yeah, the movie ends with them all singing the song. And yeah, that was Muppet's Christmas Carol.
Love it. It's definitely in my top 10 Christmas movies. I do love the Muppets Christmas Carol. Like I said, I'm a fan of the Muppets. I'm clearly not as big a fan as you are.
I think I just grew up with pretty much all the Muppets movies.
Yeah, I think one of your pop culture things that I don't, you've got a bit more kind of kids stuff because you like the Looney Tunes as well, right? You're a big outside of Space Jam,
the Mickey Mouse cartoons.
Yeah. See, my kid stuff that I still cling on to is Pokemon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles weren't even originally meant for kids. The graphic novels are meant to be dark as shit. I still haven't read them, but I do want to.
They are proper they are dark, but then obviously marketing.
Yeah.
So obviously the biggest piece of trivia I had about it was how Michael Caine basically said, "I'm going to play this like it's a serious Shakespeare production." Yeah. Do you have any trivia points or?
No, I was going to leave that to you as you were hosting this one.
Because this was one where I was looking, and pretty much all the trivia stuff was just background stuff that we've pointed out.
Yeah, so that the Statler and Waldorf's Easter egg, the fact that I already knew the Michael Caine thing from years ago that he played it straight as a fucking die. But
there's actually a interview where it's Michael Caine and Kermit talking about their acting processes to each other.
Oh, I need to see that. That sounds funny.
So typically when we do the Doctor Who Time and Wayne podcast, we say what would we change about the episode. But I have a different question.
Go on then.
What movie would you do in the style of this, where you would have one actor be the main character, then every other character is played by Muppets?
I feel that has to be something serious as well. Could you imagine something like Dune? The modern one, where only the lead is a human and the rest are fucking Muppets. That would be really fucking fun. In fact, sci-fi is a good shout. The darkest Star Wars is definitely Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Imagine if the only human was Luke Skywalker. Or no,
who would you
actually,
Darth
no.
Vader?
Actually, the only human is Darth Vader. Everyone else, including the Emperor, are Muppets.
Oh god.
Luke is Kermit. 100%.
Obviously.
I don't know who would you have. You're more of a Muppets guy than me. He's not a Muppet, but he is a puppet. I'd like Randy Feltface to play the Emperor.
I would almost have Statler and Waldorf be Emperor, they split the role into two.
The Emperors.
Yeah.
Oh, and then no, but maybe Kermit should be Han, because then Miss Piggy could be Leia. I don't know.
Because I was saying this the other day, I would want Rocky.
I just a puppet, putting up his jukes, and then Sylvester Stallone and a puppet.
and Apollo Creed is Fozzie.
You could go really dark. Be Psycho But I can't remember the name of the first victim, the one who's famously
Oh,
killed in the shower.
Marion, yeah.
Marion, the one who's played by
Jamie Lee Curtis's mum.
Jamie. Yeah, I couldn't remember her name, but Jamie Lee. She's what is the fucking actress's name? Anyway, she's the only human. Everyone else is a Muppet. So like the Muppet hand doing it.
Who would you have be Norman Bates then?
Oh, who's Norman Bates?
Like the main villain. Like,
Yeah, no. I know that.
Yeah,
I know who Norman Bates is. I mean, who's the Muppet that's playing him though? I don't know. Are there any dark Muppets?
I'd almost want Gonzo.
Yeah, and then Gonzo in drag as the mum later on.
Yeah. Or just for like the kick of it, Animal.
Oh yeah, she's completely unhinged. What about like fucking Saw, where like two people are trapped in the room and one's a Muppet? Like,
or John Wick, but John Wick is played by Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
And then everyone else are the humans. It's the inverse.
Hasn't there been, or is it like from something else, like a world within a world, like a puppet police show?
So no, there's a movie called The Happy Time Murders.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good
I haven't seen it.
because it's pretty much like, what if the Muppets were rated R?
Yeah. There you go. I've got one more for you because it's behind your head. What about the Evil Dead?
See, Bruce Campbell's the one you keep because he is pretty much a Muppet in those movies.
Yeah. Or we could go Tommy Wiseau, go for The Room. Tommy's the only human.
I think he's the least human in that movie.
Oh, hi, Kermit.
So Kermit will be Mark.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And Miss Piggy will be the girl. It's like, I did not. I'm
just looking at my collection of movies. I think like a Planet of the Apes movie, like the original one, and Charles Heston is played by. So instead of Planet of the Apes, it's Planet of the Muppets.
Oh yeah. What about things we've covered? Groundhog Day would be quite funny, with the lead being still a human, everyone else being a Muppet.
Oh, we completely.
We've gone well off track.
But it's too good. but yeah. I was going to give us a monologue challenge, but I don't think. I feel like the movie itself is just so much of a thing that we don't need one for this.
I was going to say good because I didn't fucking prepare.
But yeah, so I think the last question is, what is your ranking for this?
I give this movie a solid 9 out of 10.
Nice. I give it a solid 10 out of 10 because I watched the When Love Is Gone version. I think if I watched the without When Love Is Gone version, 9 out of 10. But that version, that song completes the movie.
I'm gonna have to watch that before Christmas then.
Yeah, I honestly, it's fantastic. I can't speak highly enough of it. But yeah, that was our little Christmas special.
Woo!
So next time when we're back for Cult Classic Society, we'll be finally doing Primeval. We have been putting it off due to life, and I think as you guys have noticed, the scheduling for the show has been very infrequent, both with this and timey-wimey. We have spoken about it.
It's a little erratic, and expect it to be erratic for a while.
Yeah, but we are still here. We are still wanting to make both these podcasts happen. It's obviously just life is getting in the way, but we are
Christmas
still committed to this.
and life and work, and yeah, my work's ramped up. I'm sure your work ramps up and then dies off about now, right?
Yeah,
we're recording on the 20th, by the way. So
yeah,
so Tim's got like a day to edit this and get it back out, so everyone can actually listen to it.
And I'm literally going to a Slipknot gig tonight. So whoa.
Tim, you gotta do the outro. What's going on?
Yeah, what the? Wait.
Your new cables are rubbish, bro.
What the?
It's okay. I'll do the
Wait.
I'll do the outro for both of us. I'll be you and me.
Wait. No, I'll be back.
Oh, he's on the downgraded
There we
camera.
go.
But let's go.
Back. I'm on the downgrade camera.
I've been Tim Martini. You can find me on the socials at the Tim Martini. Oh, sorry, you're here. Sorry, okay.
I am. I've been Tim Martini. You can follow me on the socials at TikTok, Blue Sky, and Instagram. At the Tim Martini.
B Davies
And
_
Bobby, where
creative,
can they
mostly
find you?
on Instagram. I've not been on X in some time. The account is still there, but I'm probably going to delete it. I am on Blue Sky, though there's no underscore in that because they wouldn't let me have one. So I think it's just B Davies Creative. If I remember, it might be Dash Creative. Yeah, they're your two main places to find me. You can follow us at Cult Classic Society, not just for this, but for Timey Wimey Rewind as well. If for whatever reason you choose to email us, ccsocietypod@gmail.com, at ccsocietypod for everything, I think.
Yes, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and ring-a-ling that ding-a-ling bell so you can get notifications when we upload a new episode, since now that we don't have a schedule. And if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast, please leave a review. It really does help out. And that has been us.
And I got to go
So
find
I've
some
been Tim
cheeses for some
Martini.
Mises. And Tiny Tim, who didn't die.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Oh, my mouse has gone to sleep. Hang on, there we go.